Hello, welcome back to another episode of Leointerviews. Today we have Andrew Chesnutt with us.
Hey man, how you doing today?
Really good. How about you?
I'm great, thanks.
Perfect. Let's go ahead and get into today's podcast. Tell me about you.
So, my name is Andrew. I am from Buffalo, New York, born and raised. I am also, I founded two seven-figure companies. I'm on to my third and fourth right now because I'm an entrepreneur. We can't just have one at a time. We have a lot of interests. But my main company right now is called the Authority Forge. It is a company that helps to install authority engines inside of coaching programs. I ran into this problem years ago where I was coaching people. I was really good at what I did. And I had a huge issue with, now I have to go out and do this podcast. Now I have to write this keynote that I'm doing. Now I have to make this webinar work. There were so many different things that I had to coordinate. It was hard because I wanted to go out and just coach people all day. That's all I wanted to do. And so based out of that, I think the best businesses always come from a problem that we've had. Learned everything I could know about building authority, not just marketing, but actually building authority. Was able to draw on 20 years of experience inside of the learning and development industry and be able to take that and parlay all of that information over into how do people know you? Like, how do people know Tony Robbins? You know, he doesn't do a whole lot of ads, but everyone knows who he is because he's a massive authority. He's called a channel leader. And so how could I do that for coaches? And so that's my current company right now, the Authority Forge.
Oh, perfect. And like you mentioned that you have a podcast. Where can people find this podcast?
You can find the Authority Forge podcast on any of the major streaming sites. So mostly Apple Podcast. You can find it on Spotify. There is a YouTube channel attached to it as well. I can give you links so that people can find it easily. Yep.
Perfect. I guess we will have the links. Our editor, she'll just, I guess, take the link from the transcript and put it into the description. Shyla, please do that for us. We want to help support Andrew. But yeah. What was your biggest challenge in marketing and how did you overcome it?
My biggest challenge in marketing was messaging. So I was good at creating posts. I'd go and look through, Facebook and say, hey, I like that post. Let me make something like that. Had a team do it as well. But what I realized is when I was posting, it would change every week. Like my message would change every week. How I was saying things would change every week. I was doing what a lot of different entrepreneurs do. And this is where we start off. We're chief everything officer at our companies. And we're wearing so many different hats that it's hard for us to focus on one. And so I stepped back for a second going, okay, great. I gained like 2 followers over the past month. Something's wrong. And after taking a look at all of the good people who are the best social media people out there, I realized they're really good at having the same consistent marketing every time. If you watch Alex Hormozy, who's very, very good at this, you'll notice there's the same trends. Might be a different presentation, but his messaging is always the same. And I realized I could take this information that I had, again, from the learning industry, be able to put that into social media and start from there. And so that was the biggest issue I ran into, was just not having a common message across all of my different plans. This is everything from webinars to social media. It's everything. But that was the biggest thing I had. The second thing is way back when I first started my first company about 10 years ago, I went to a marketing company and I said, I need to grow my business. I need leads. This was before lead gen was, the popular thing to do. And so they decided that the best way for me to move forward was going to be Google pay-per-click, and here was what they're going to do. And I spent $15,000 on that ad campaign and didn't get a single lead from it. And what I realized at that time is, and they were a good company. I don't want to bash them at all. They had a good reputation. They knew what they were doing. They had made a lot of people a lot of money. They'd worked with some big names. But what was happening is they were trying to give me a tactic instead of a strategy. My messaging was terrible. And so no matter how good of a job they were going to do, nothing was going to take off. It wasn't going to resonate with people. Every person right now is used to scrolling through Instagram and has the attention span of an overcaffeinated squirrel at this point. And so we need to be able to grab their attention quickly. And so they were just using a whole bunch of tactics, whichever one they thought worked, without doing the underlying work. And so I'd say that's the major issue that we had, is I didn't know what I was talking about that time. I didn't know what I didn't know. I learned a very valuable lesson. That's what we do in business. And yeah, so I think that's where it was, is I didn't know, here's my product, here's how I'm going to present that product, here's what I'm going to say, can I introduce myself in a sentence? I didn't go through that back work first before I started in the marketing, and it just amplified chaos, which didn't get me anywhere.
Yeah, it's, especially when it comes to business, sometimes the world either helps you or doesn't.
Or ignores you.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you send an email to somebody, ghosted. Send one more, ghosted. Send 2 more, ghosted. Send 5,000 more,
Ghosted.
Still no response.
Yeah. And I get it. I understand, because as somebody who has built businesses, there's time. We have to very strategically prioritize our time, to the extent that, really aggressively prioritize our time. And so that one email about something might be interesting, but I just don't have the time to pay attention to it. Like, I just, there's so many things that go through my email box on a regular basis. And it's like, oh, that's interesting. And you get about 3 seconds worth of attention. And then I've got to hop on to the next fire I'm putting out that day. So I don't think it's always, bad. I don't think it's always people just ignoring. We have to find that one thing that says, oh, that's a pain point I have. I need to fix that. And now that gets my attention, because pain points will always get my attention.
Yeah, it's like in order to gain sales, you gotta be quick, you gotta be small, but it has to be powerful.
Yeah, and that's every client that comes in. That's the first thing that I see, is the first thing I walk through. Good story, because I'm the story guy and I always have stories for it. I was talking with one of my best friends. We're both building companies. We're about the same, we're at about the same stage. That stage where, kind of getting through, and you've got some success and that sort of a thing. And so he was having trouble with messaging. And the first thing I asked him is, okay, what problem do you solve? And he couldn't answer it. And I think that's, so many entrepreneurs do this, where we think about our awesome product that we have to sell, and we want to go show the rest of the world how this product works, and we want to help everyone with the product, but we don't recognize the fact that in order to help people with that product, I need to hit a pain point. Because if you're an entrepreneur, you're not going to move anything unless you unless it hits a pain point that you're going through right now, going, I have no one in my sales pipeline. And if I see an ad that comes along going, we'll get 10 people on your pipeline in 14 days, that's hitting a pain point, and now they're going to solve a problem for me. And that's the number one thing with business, is solve a problem for others, and you'll sell everything every day of the week. I
know, we used to be, okay, like 1800s, just make business and get $1 richer than everyone else who lives in a 50-mile radius from you, and you'll be amazing. Okay, 2000s, make a business and just get rich, right? No competition, we're all peaceful, right? And then 2026, just help other people, because there's nothing, if you make a business, it's not going to work. So you might as well make a business about helping other people, because apparently that just works now.
Well, you make a really good point, actually. And I think it's something that a lot of people are having difficulty transition into. And I came across a couple of companies recently that weren't doing that. They were just, buy my stuff. And that's not working anymore. Right now, because, like you said, back in the 1800s, a lot of business was done with a handshake. You knew the person, you saw them in front of you. You built up that rapport. People will buy from people they know, like, and trust. And so what ends up happening today is there is so much noise. Think about the amount of noise that there is right now, and the amount of information we pull in a day, versus in the 1800s, when all of the news we got was through a newspaper that was done maybe once a day. Mm-hmm. And we didn't see as many people. We didn't have as much information around us. And so today, I think that relationship-based selling is significantly more important than it was during, the middle sections of things. But I think today it's more important, because that's something that we're lacking, is that personal connection with someone. And I don't know about you, but the way that I like to do business is I do cool stuff with my friends. Like, we go out and create cool stuff. We're all entrepreneurs. I have an awesome friends group who are all entrepreneurs, and we're going to go do that thing that we're really passionate about. And I think that's one of the reasons why I wanted to focus on not just the tactics, but the strategy as well, is letting people get to know you. That's part of what authority is. People know, like, and trust you. how can I make that happen? And the easiest way to make that happen is to get people out there. So we use webinars to teach what you do, and I use podcasts like this as a conversation. Now I hear somebody conversationally. Every touch point gets me closer to knowing you a little bit better and wanting to do business with you. Yeah. And business is fun when it's done with people. I mean, it's a whole lot more fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's these days, like, you get, if you make an ad for business people, but the ad is for gardeners, it's not going to work. And what's crazy is it has to be like perfect. Every single word has to be just made for them. Apparently, I didn't even know this was a real thing. In courts, I guess all the people who want to either, I guess they choose to defend, not defend, or accept, yeah, yes, no, whatever, right? Well, if someone, for instance, right, like Taylor Swift, I don't know, I'm just using it as an example.
But it's throw it out there. It's all good.
Yeah. If someone likes Taylor Swift, right, and they're in court for having loud music, and the person's lawyer says, yeah, so they were listening to Taylor Swift, and now if that person's son is like, I don't care what they did wrong, not guilty. And
if they're a Swiftie, I like them, not guilty.
Yeah, it's so like getting to the right people with the like right messaging. It has to be picture perfect. It has to be just perfect, or else one wrong word, period, comma, letter, it's gonna crumble. It's very hard these days.
Well, you bring up a really good point, though. And so if you think about, let's go back to the Taylor Swift example. Okay. So that resonated with somebody. There was an emotional response. And the thing that I had a good friend of mine, Deb Gabber. She's an absolute branding genius, has worked with a lot of massive companies. You've heard of some of the companies she's worked with. And she's been doing it for 30 years. And she says, don't sell features. And the reason to do that is most of us think, my thing does these things, and they go through the bullet points. The problem is, so do all your competitors. It doesn't matter. What you're talking about, though, is that emotional connection with people. Like they were saying, I don't care who it was. They like Taylor Swift. They're not guilty. I like them, A total emotional decision, no logic behind it. That's what sales is, though. People make a decision emotionally first and then back it up with logic. It's the way that our brain processes information. We process emotions first. This is what happens when your mom's a shrink, as you know, stuff like this. But we're emotional beings. We're designed to be emotional beings. And no matter how much we don't want to go around that, we need to hit it. And so now if I'm hitting, this goes back to the pain point. If I hit a pain point from somebody, that's an emotional reaction. It's something that they need to have solved. And, if you can hit that emotional resonance with them and make it work, then, now you have an ad that works. And that's why you hear so many of these ads that sound negative. They're trying to hit that pain point to keep going forward, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Yes. But yeah, ads are a whole new thing, especially since with Meta just came out with Andromeda, their new algorithm, probably about 6-8 months ago. And it's the creative that you create now, instead of creating audiences and saying, I want people that are this age group and with these interests. Now we just say everyone in the country you want. And the material is really doing a lot of the work because of the way the algorithm is set up too. So it's even more important to kind of bear that in mind. So good question. And I think it's something a lot of people miss.
Yeah. Also, I'm not trying to support Taylor Swift. That was just the first. I'm like, okay, who can I use as an example? I don't know. It just came first thing to mind. Maybe it's because I saw a video about it and they just mentioned Taylor Swift. I'm like, I guess I'll just use that part from the video. I'm not too sure.
He's well known. It's all good, man.
Yeah. I mean, I could probably gone like, I don't know, literally anyone else, but whatever.
Oh, good. You did good. It's all good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Cool, man.
What is the biggest piece of financial advice that you could give to someone?
Oh, wow. That's a really good question. I've never been asked that one before. Understand that you can always get more money. And I don't mean that to be irresponsible with money. You know, you need to keep some aside. You need to keep a buffer, just especially as an entrepreneur. There's sometimes when we never know what's going to go wrong. We have no idea when it's going to go wrong. And having that financial buffer in the background is something that is really necessary. Whether it be in, you know, I've seen life insurance, savings accounts, stock, whatever it happens to be, to keep some aside for yourself. But the other side of it is you're an entrepreneur, you will figure it out. Going another story, because I'm the story guy. I was talking with a really close friend of mine one day, and I was having all kinds of trouble because I had to make a big move. And like from one client to another, I had to basically divorce a client and go on and do something else. And he's one of those friends where being really straightforward with each other is our love language. Like, we will tell each other point blank, bro, that's stupid. Here's why. We're just really direct with each other, right? And he said, dude, look, I don't care about all this stuff you're worrying about. You're an entrepreneur. You will figure it out. And it was probably one of the most profound things. And I absolutely needed to hear that right then and there. You will figure it out. You will find money. You can be really, really motivated especially if you're motivated, you can really find that money you need. If you're 2 days away from payroll and you're $3,000 short, you will figure out a way to find that. You have more of an ability to earn money than you think you do, especially if you're right in the beginning parts of entrepreneurship. Like the first 3 or 4 years is really hard. You have to have a whole bunch of mindset shifts, but that's one of them too. Figure out creative ways to do that. You will find out a way to make money. You just have to go through and go through the process of actually finding it. But you have a better ability to make money than you thought you did.
Yeah. I'll tell you one of the best strategies to make money.
Yeah.
Is selling lemons, not lemonade, but lemons. You sell lemons. You sell them so you have a cup. People pay for the lemons. They grab a cup, and the cup holds the lemon. Yeah. But you can charge extra for lemonade, and you can charge extra for sugar. Then you create Lemon Dash, which is a DoorDash version of lemons. Then you get more money to create a literal trucking system that deposits lemons.
You know, man, you are an entrepreneur, man. You got that thought process behind you. And, you know, I would call that IKEA lemonade. You got to build it yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you make a whole factory of lemons. Then you make an IKEA of lemons. The couch is made out of lemons. The TV, well, that one probably wouldn't work, but it just shows a picture of a lemon on there. I'm not too sure.
You like lemons?
I like lemonade, so.
There you go.
Can't lie.
It is too, man. It's all good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, before we come to a closing of today's podcast, as always, we have to do the question. Do you think you can handle it?
I can handle whatever question you want to hand.
Okay.
I got you.
Okay. Just a quick warning. You might die when hearing this question. Just saying.
Oh, I've heard a lot of questions in my life, though. I don't know. Let's see what you got.
Okay. If you had 2 sodas to drink from, but you can only choose one of them to drink, one of them is a Coke and the other is a Sprite. Which one would you choose? Coke
all day long, simply because I need the caffeine.
Okay.
What business is? I need caffeine. I have some caffeine in my bloodstream.
Instead of white blood cells, it's called caffeine blood cells or something.
But blood cells are red. They run on Coke. I mean, mine does.
Yeah. I guess scrap red blood cells. It's now caffeine blood cells that just do everything now.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. That's what caffeine does to you and to an 11-year-old like me. I bounce off walls and I nuke the whole city. Average Tuesday.
Yeah. I'm going to blame caffeine for the having the world having the attention span of an overcaffeinated squirrel.
Yeah, it's only take one tiny bit of caffeine, kids. Don't
overcaffeinate.
Yeah,
no,
I've almost had quite a bit of caffeine one day. I almost bounced off walls like a bouncy ball. So kids, only take a tiny bit, maybe not even caffeine yet. Only take caffeine like once you're 100 years old. it's not good what it does to a 11-year-old like me. So be careful,
Yeah.
kids. Yeah.
Nice.
Well, that is a point for Team Coke. Coke is now at, I want to say, 6 points. Team Sprite is at 5 points.
Oh,
Right.
wow. It's like neck and neck. Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure that's the total score. So
Nice.
it is the first one to 10 points wins. This is shaping to be pretty interesting. I mean, hey, I don't know who's going to win. It's like this right now. Coke, Sprite, it could go like this, then this, then this, then this, or this, or this, and I don't know. I'm scared.
Oh, good. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Well,
Well, the
guys,
worst part is that once they get to that point, now you got to pick another, you know, now you got to pick another.
Yeah. Well, guys, as always, remember to go ahead, help support Andrew. Go ahead, I don't know, like, comment, do whatever you need to do to help support Andrew. And of course, it was nice chatting with you.
Awesome chatting with you, Leo. Appreciate you.
Of course. Until next time, guys. Bye.
Bye, guys.